Hello. Welcome back to another video. I know I've been gone for a minute, but I just took it as a time to enjoy my holidays, enjoy myself, and reflect on a lot of things and put a lot of the things I've been learning into practice. So essentially, I took an interest in dog psychology. And I thought since I went away to go see family, and there were a few, like, I won't even lie, some of the most manipulative people I've met in my entire life. And instead of feeling down and out about certain people's actions, I just took this as the perfect time to practice a bit of the dog psychology I've been learning, a bit of the manipulation skills and tools I've been learning. And yeah, I just took it as a time to refine how I present myself, how to get my way, and learn from people and not make the same mistakes as they made. So I learned a lot. You see, you guys just go to Christmas lunches and you see the dynamics play out. You need to use that as time to prepare yourself. You need to use those interactions with, like, those family members that gossip and whatever to learn how to finesse, and work your way around certain people. Because essentially, if you can manage to, like, conquer the dynamics within your own family and build the confidence, you can do that in the world. The workspace where you have colleagues that gossip and manipulate, a boss that is out here doing the most. So you need to take every interaction with people as an opportunity to practice, so that, yes, so essentially you need to use all of your interactions as ways to practice. And once you, like, tell yourself, I'm using this opportunity or this experience as a way to practice a particular skill, you are able to detach yourself from the situation and not get too emotionally invested. Okay, so what do I actually mean by that? For example, I wanted to go out to a party, not necessarily a party, but to go see my cousins. And there was a particular member who, on God, generally, till this day, is like the most manipulative person I've ever come across. And it's to a point where they can't help it. I don't know if they suffer from anything, but it's their default setting to be disingenuous. Like, it is, it's just beyond me, right? And it ended up sabotaging the whole thing. Now I was upset, I was crying because I was just like, oh my gosh, now I can't see the rest of my family, what's gonna happen? And then after, allowing myself to feel those emotions and crying it out for a second, I just used alchemy. I was just like, you know what? Instead of looking at this and crying, this is a perfect opportunity to practice what I've been researching on and what I've been reading on, in order to use basically my mind and the art of persuasion in order to get my way. So I use that, like L, as an opportunity for me to use my words, use my logic, my intellect, in order to persuade people around me and the circumstances around me into my favor. And it did end up working. And yes, so it did end up working, and I learned a lot in the process as well. I learned a lot about human nature. I learned a lot about myself, my own emotions. I became hyper aware of my own emotions, and that helped me regulate them so that I did not react immediately to situations. I was able to be more logical, think through everything, and then attack when needed. So yeah, this is how we learn. So all of the points I'm taking right now are from the book, The 48 Laws of Power. Now, guys, in 2025, we are reading this book, we are taking notes, and we're doing better. We're leaving the old naive selves behind. We're leaving doing things without intention behind. We're being meticulous. We're doing things with intention, and we are getting what we want. We are smartening up. We are feeding ourselves, we're feeding our souls, and we're getting what we want. We are playing the game, we're learning the game, and we are playing the game. We're not just being spectators, and we're not being pawns, because life is a game. There's no such thing as choosing not to play. You're either a pawn or the player itself. So you need to choose what you want to be. Okay. So the first law, never outshine the master. Guys, this is important, honestly. Like, don't bite the hand that feeds you. We understand that sometimes you could literally be more competent to your own standard of the person above you, but it is important to have these people on your side, because what you can gain from that alliance is so much better than trying to overthrow that person. So never outshine the master, never bite the hand that feeds. So yes, make actually gas your masters up. Gas who is ever in a position above you up. Flatter them, make them feel good in your presence, but don't make them feel threatened. Because once you expose your true potential, you don't know the intentions of the people. They'll feel threatened that you're coming for their position. They will feel away, and they might try and hinder your growth. So you need to kind of keep the status quo to a certain extent. You don't rock the boat too much, and you do not bite the hand that feeds you. So now we're going to law number 3. These laws, there are 48 laws, guys. I'm not going to discuss all of them. So we're gonna take the ones that are necessary. So law number 3, conceal your intentions. Guys, this is the most important thing. Whenever you're planning something or whenever you want something, don't speak to the full extent of what it is you're actually trying to achieve. Because people will use like your idea as like a bridge for their own things. Like they'll use it as a vehicle to achieve their own whatever they want specifically. I can't find the word. You know what I mean? Like, for example, you want to go out, you tell your sister, oh, I want to go out to see this boy. Now she's going to use that as an opportunity to go see her boyfriend, and then we all get into trouble. That is just like a simple way. So don't ever like speak about your plans to the full extent. You need to conceal what it is you really want. You need to protect that. You can hint to it, you can propose an idea, but it should never be to the T, and not all the information should be disclosed. Okay? You need to protect it, because other people will come with their own intentions and completely mess up what you're trying to achieve. I'm not joking. It's not even deliberate. People's energies generally and fears of what can literally jinx what it is you're trying to do, even if they don't take an actual part in the mission or whatever, but their energies or their doubts could literally jinx it. So you need to approach things from an angle. Okay. Law number 4, always say less than necessary. Guys, I know it is in our nature, especially when we have good news, especially when we have a plan, especially when we want to do something. If you're like me, who has a sister that you're very close to, I literally tell her everything. But on this family holiday, I had to realize I should stop doing that. I can't tell everyone everything. Always say less than necessary. Why? You protect yourself. Okay, you protect yourself and you protect what you're planning on doing. Okay, nobody is supposed to know everything about you. Information is power. The more information you give people, the more power you give them over yourselves. Okay, so you always say less than necessary. And by protecting that, like, okay, for an example, when I talk to new people, I'll often talk to them in such a way where they give out information about themselves, but I give out like as little as possible information about myself, right? So you can't really, I am whoever I show you I am. And it's hard to get caught, or it's hard for people to poke holes in who you are if they don't know everything generally. Okay, that's my family back there. But yeah, so always say less than necessary, guys. I know we get excited and we want to share stuff. You talk too much. You actually need to shut up. Like, generally, you need to say less than necessary. Okay. Law number 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Guys, reputation does matter. Reputation does matter. Now, even with myself, right? I've always been quite rebellious by nature. So I hate when people box me in and put me in tropes and stuff. But people know that I'm authentic. Like, one thing nobody's ever gonna say is that I'm fake. Like, that is a lie. That is a lie. To even like insinuate that I'm fake or that I'm pretending or pretentious is just like ridiculous. Generally, it's so ridiculous to even think that. It's so offensive. But you need to, sorry, I'm reading my notes here. So you need to guard your reputation with your life. If somebody calls you a liar, guys, and you're not a liar, do not allow that stigma to be attached to you, because it is going to mess with the way people perceive and interact with you. It's going to mess with your bag. It's going to mess with your own self-concept. Don't allow people to put labels on you that you don't want on you, right? So you need to guard your reputation. So this is going to be a challenge to some of you guys, to be able to stick up for yourselves. And this doesn't mean fighting or going back to back, but this means through your actions, you prove people wrong. And through the things that you say, you prove people wrong. But do not allow people to put labels on you. Don't allow it. Don't allow people to say, she's this way, she lies, you know, she likes boys, she does this and that. Don't allow people to ruin your reputation like that. Reputation does matter. Because if somebody builds, like, has a bad like view of you, it is so much harder to prove to people that you didn't do that thing, compared to if your reputation is good. Even if people don't know you directly, they give you more leeway, essentially. So you actually need to, and even with that, guys, you need to be able to use this law in reverse. So with your enemies, you need to be able to poke holes in their character. You need to be able to look at what they're doing and literally poke holes in, you know, the whole facade that they've built in themselves. That leads people to mistrust them. That leads people to have doubts and be like, is this person capable of this? Should I be trusting this person? Should I form alliances with this person? So you need to poke holes in their reputation. Okay, that's how you destroy your enemies, guys. Like, seriously, in 2025, part of the laws are, guys, even with the art of war, you do not leave room for your enemies. You need to kill the sympathy that you have for your enemies. Once somebody has crossed that line and showed you that they're willing to do whatever it takes to harm you, you need to be smart about it. Don't waste your energy. Be smart about it and find the most efficient and effective way to cut them off, to destroy them. Seriously, like, don't leave room for them to come back and mess up your life. Like, I'm serious, guys. You're gonna regret not striking when the iron is hot. You need to learn to lose that sympathy that you have for your enemies. Or you can generally just pray about it and leave it to God. But both work. But for those that are pushed in situations, so listen to this, right? Always be alert to potential attacks and thwart them before they happen. Meanwhile, learn to destroy your enemies by opening holes in their reputation. Then stand aside and let public opinion hang them. Doubt is a powerful weapon. Once you let it out of the bag with insidious rumors, your opponents are in a horrible dilemma. right? So generally, I am not a fan of starting lies. I don't like to lie, and I don't like to start rumors. So the best thing to do is, if you don't want to take that direct route, is to be observant and see the double standards in your opponent's persona or reputation, right? So chances are you on the right side of history and this person is doing something towards you. And let's say everybody sees them this one way. If you can see through that, you need to poke holes through that facade that they've created and hang back so people themselves over time can start to see things the way you see things, right? Because doubt is a very powerful weapon. And if you can plant those seeds, people will eventually start to wake up. Or you can put people in such positions where their true nature shines through and people around can see while you hang back, right? Once you have a solid base of respect, ridiculing your opponent both puts them on the defensive and draws attention to you, enchanting or enhancing your own reputation, right? Oh, guys, like when I tell you we're locking in now, now we're locking in. So let me look for another one for you. So law number 9: win through your actions and never through your arguments. So I've been watching a lot of film analysis of Big Brother, and one thing they showed is that the people that fought the most were most likely to get voted off very early. People don't like confrontation, and nobody likes being screamed at, okay? Going back and forth with words hold little to no weight. In the beginning, it might feel like you're winning, but in the long term, those words are often forgotten, and all people can remember is that you were upset and that you were volatile, and that isn't a good way to be remembered. So you need to win people over through your actions, and this is why integrity matters and having a solid character matters, because if you do what you say and you say what you do, nobody can come for you. Nobody can break that facade for you. Generally, huh? Oh, it's going good. So you need to win people through your actions and not through your arguments, guys. Don't your words are useless. Okay, you can use them, right, to persuade people, yes, but action is what makes people build faith in you and build trust with you. For example, I will always dress up for class, right? So people never doubt if I'm confident or not without me having to say it. So I always dress up to class, right? I always look presentable to class. I always I look good whenever I go to my lectures, right? I don't have to convince people that I'm confident in myself. In fact, I don't say anything at all. People just assume that. Why? Because I'm showing through my actions, through the way that I carry myself, that this is who I am. People won't second guess giving me something or listening to what I have to say because of the way that I carry myself, because of my actions. Now, if I was sloppy, if I was always nervous around people, like, come on, no matter how much you say or no matter what you say, like, nobody is gonna buy that. It's your actions at the end of the day that hold weight. So the things, you can kind of be manipulative a bit with this and make sure that anything grand you do is in the public eye and everything good you do is in the public eye. Why? Because people can't refute it. Why do you think politicians are always doing the good things in public and the bad things in private, right? Because actions speak. Actions do speak. So don't bother fighting. Now, law 10: infection. Avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. Guys, it's just so true. If you're around people that are always unhappy or people that are down and they're lucky, you need to get away from those people. I'm so sorry. I know that we have this thing of supporting people through tough times, yes, through a distance, because down bad times are infectious. Bad mentalities are infectious. Down emotions are infectious. If you do not get yourself out of the perimeter of such people, you are going to find yourself in the same thing. Subconsciously, if all you're seeing is unhappiness and sadness and brokenness. Like, for example, I avoid people that are down bad. I avoid people that are bums. I avoid people that are not on their grind. I avoid people that are not doing something with their lives. Why? Because being content with poverty is generally so easy. It is so easy. And if you're not around people that are striving for more, you're going to find yourself in the same situation, whether you like it or not. So if you live in the hood, you need to, like, generally force yourself, save up money to take trips out of town. You need to leave. No, like, anyway, you need to stop going to the tavern and literally save up and go sit at a coffee shop at the mall. Surround yourself with things that you aspire to be. One thing I love to do is I go into expensive stores, and I try on the most expensive perfumes only, because that's the energy I'm trying to align myself with. If I'm gonna hang around busy spraying freaking 10 rand cheap perfumes on, what am I attracting? What am I sending the universe, and what am I telling myself subconsciously? Right? You need to be with people that are hungry for more, because those are the people that will push you there. If you're with people that are always down bad, sad, in cripple conditions, even if you're around death, oh, you'll attract it generally. So you need to make excuses. Whenever those people want you around, you need to start excusing yourself. You need to be extremely selective of the energies that you allow around you. Okay. So yeah, let's go on another one. So this one's a little dark. Um Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Girls do this a lot. So this should come easy to some of you guys, okay? It's kind of that thing of, you can see somebody's guards up. So to get their guard down, you tell them a bit about yourself, or you tell a traumatic event that happened to you, or an embarrassing situation that happened to you, right? This lets their guard down as well, okay? Or again, you be generous, you be an act of kindness, just something to lure them in and to let their guards down. Now, guys, when we're talking about victim and whatever, nah, it's really just like, for an example, there's a lecturer you're trying to get on your side because you want better marks, okay? There's somebody you want to give you a job, right? Being associated with this particular person might give you opportunities, because you guys, remember, you need to play the game, and you need to be comfortable playing the game. And I'm not here to talk about morality, as I said 1,000 times, I'm not here to dissect you as a human being. I just don't want to see us on the short end of the stick every single time. These are lessons that everybody, that is in higher positions know, and you don't know, because knowledge really is power. And if everybody had access to this type of knowledge, then everybody would able to use the system to their benefit. And how are the people at the top gonna benefit from that, right? They're the ones that they created these systems in the first place. So it's up to us to educate ourselves. Who's calling me? Yes, but you need to equip yourself with this knowledge so you can actually get ahead. It's the same as women. We're not taught our worth. We're not told it when we're young. So you just start dating without any knowledge, without any game. Time, boys from a young age, from primary school, from preschool, already taught about game, already have game, and all of these things, So they know that, say this to a girl and she's yours. Time, you're not taught the same. So the playing field is not leveled. You're not taught that you don't have to give out to get what you want, right? You're not taught that you yourself are a blessing, and anybody that has access to your energy must compensate, and that's non-negotiable. You're not taught all of these other things that put you ahead of the game. You're not taught to date multiple people. And that's not, I mean, sleeping with a lot of people, but you must have options. Girls are afforded the opportunity of having options, and you're taught not to have options, right? You're not taught how to deal with a breakup. You'll be in a breakup, right? You'll be crying, waiting on somebody, blah, 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 blah. This person moves on, gets married, and you're left waiting. Why? What happened to me? You work on yourself, you get to a good position, and then you move on. Guys, come on. Like, guys, it's 2025. I don't want to see that sad girl nonsense. At this point, it's a choice to be dumb, and we're not doing that anymore. So, yeah. Law 16. So law 16, and this is the final law for today. This will be a normal series where I just teach you guys, I'm going to read a lot of books and then basically come and tell you how to use them in your day-to-day, especially as the girlies. It's January. You need to lock in with this mindset because we're going to carry on with this momentum towards the end of the year. And I want to see how much we're able to achieve, and how much internal growth we manage to get. So law 16, my personal favorite. I'm an Aquarius moon, so being absent is like so easy for me. So use absence to increase strength and honor. The more you are seen and heard from, the more common you appear. If you're already established in a group, temporary withdrawal from it will make you more talked about and even more admired. You must learn to leave. Create value through scarcity. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying. This is so true. Now, guys, like even with myself in my life, I'm an Aquarius moon, so I'm naturally aloof. And when I say people fiend for my attention like all the time, I don't have to do anything for attention, like other than the fact that I look good, but I literally don't have to do anything for it. And it's because you give people just enough to form an attachment, but you don't give them complete access to you, because once somebody has complete access to you, they don't feel the need to put in any work to see you or anything. To your value depreciates. That's what I'm trying to say. Same with a dude, right? Don't give him complete access to you, because if he knows he can call you at any time, if he knows you'll text at any time, if he knows you'll let out whenever, then they don't feel the need to put in the work because you're accessible, dude. Like, you're easy. That's the truth. Stop being easy. Like, stop being easy. Even with your friends, bruh. People that don't put in effort to see you, like anybody, bruh. Like, you need to learn to make your energy is valuable and it's scarce. So, yeah, people will be more excited to see you the more scarce you are. Same with my lectures. The times, like, I hate attending class. I'm more of a self-study person. I would rather have the notes and go to my res and write. When I tell you, every time I walk into class, people make it such a big deal because they hardly see me. They're like, oh my gosh, they think you're important. Like, people think you have better things to do. From now on, start to leave parties early. Generally, leave meetings early. Start to leave early. So yeah, let me continue. At the start of an affair, you need to heighten your presence in the eyes of the other. If you absent yourself too early, you may be forgotten. But once your lover's emotions are engaged and the feelings of love have crystallized, absence inflames and excites. Giving no reason for your absence excites even more. Don't even tell them. Bruh, that's why I'm saying gents know this. Guys, you think that love bombing is your choice. You are gonna fall for somebody if they love bombs you. It's not your fault. It's a psychological trick because you gave and they got attached and you took it away. What happened? Oh my gosh, I want more. What's happening? So yeah, I gave you guys some proper gems. I hope you use it responsibly or not. And I'll see you guys on the next video.